Moving on to our other top story, Idalia is now forecast to become a major hurricane before it hits Florida. It's the first tropical storm we've seen in the Gulf this season, but this site will look very familiar to all of us. Empty shelves in Tampa as people prepare for what could be a very dangerous storm. Your local weather expert, Chief Meteorologist Chris Franklin, joining me now. Chris, what do we know about this so far?
Still a tropical storm, so that is some good news. The 10 o'clock advisory is in, and so it's not yet exploded in strength, which is still very possible as it moves toward the Florida coast. The expectation is that we will see this continue to strengthen, organize better as it moves through the eastern Gulf toward Florida, right up to the point of making landfall. There haven't been too many dramatic changes. The storm center is now just to the northwest of the western tip of Cuba, so it has entered the southern Gulf of Mexico. As far as the organization of it goes, really haven't seen any changes. The fluctuation of those storms, or the impulse of those storms that continue to kind of fire up and then weaken, fire up, they really haven't gotten any better organized as you start to see them kind of surrounding that center. So they still pulsate near the center, but not quite organized to the strength of it becoming well on its way to becoming a stronger hurricane. Again, it's right on the line of becoming a hurricane. So that is expected at any point really over the next several advisories going into the overnight hours and early tomorrow. Now, the expectation is it will continue to strengthen when we should start to see those tropical storm force winds maybe near Sarasota or nearing Tampa would be tomorrow night. So less than 24 hours, we'll start to see those at least tropical storm force winds from Fort Myers up toward Tampa. They will continue to spread inland across much of the northern peninsula of the state, and then right at the center, that would be where you would find those hurricane force winds, also at times increasing up to 120 miles an hour or maybe even higher. What you're looking at here is the wind radius. This in yellow is the almost up to 60 miles an hour, then up to near hurricane force winds in orange. The red, it's not missing, it's just behind our icon here. So the hurricane force winds are going to be right near the center. And if there's any good news, it does look like, again, the Big Bend is more or less the bullseye. Now, where you will feel impact certainly away from the center, right at the center, where it's more unpopulated, is likely where you'll get the strongest winds. Still at tropical storm force as it pushes across eastern Georgia and the Carolinas, and then eventually moving into the Atlantic. As we head toward the weekend, it'll still be something that we'll keep an eye on. Most of the models indicate it will just dissipate over the open Atlantic, but we'll keep an eye on it as we head toward the end of this week and weekend. Again, this is not a threat for us. We have had a better coverage of rainfall today. We'll talk about our rainfall totals and also look at a cold front on the way.